Kia ora no tātou. Kei te mihi atu ki a koe te whanaunga no Ngāti Tūwhare toa. I tae mai nei i te rānei ki te whakanui te tēnei kaupapa mō Waitangi. Ka huri atu ki a koe te pāpa tuate. Kei te kōtaku ngākau i kiti atu i a koe i runga i tēnei whenua, i runga i te aroha o te kaupapa o te rā, i runga hoki i te tino pātai me pēhea te huarahi tōtika mō tātai te iwi Māori. Ka huri atu au ko hoki kia koutou o ngā puhi nui tonu, te tai tokerau. Hei manaaki tā tātou nei kāwanata tapu, mai te timatanga o tēnā kāwanata i tēnei rā. Kei te mihi miharo kia koutou, kei te mōho aha ko te piki me te heke, he tino kaupapa tērā mō tātou te iwi Māori, me te iwi Pākehā i tēnei whenua. Ka huri au nei ki te reo tuarua o tēnei whenua, engari i te kuia i te whaia, ka aua e pāpauri mai i rongo au i tō kōrero. Ko tō hia mā te reo Māori, te reo hei whakahaere ngā kaupapa katoa mō tēnei whenua. I'm a bit of an off-course substitute. I come with an apology. I know a lot of people had expected Moana Jackson to be here today, but Moana had a bit of a turn and couldn't make it on a flight, so I'm a bit of an off-course substitute, because one of the things he wants to talk to the forum today about, which I'm going to convey, is that this year is a significant year if we're looking at the Treaty of Waitangi as the constitutional foundation stone of the modern New Zealand state, because of course the New Zealand government has instituted a constitutional review which will look at a number of things, including the place of the treaty in the future constitutional arrangements of this country. Moana had been invited with Professor Margaret Mutu last Waitangi to undertake a process independent from the Crown, independent from John Key, independent from David Shearer, independent from Peter Sharples, to make sure that we as Māori have our say about our most sacred document. As I understand it, there have been almost 300 hui held around the motu by Moana and his team. They've been held in little meeting houses and dining rooms. They've been held by rangatahi Māori at wānanga. They've been held at kapahaka practices. They've been held at touch practices. And overwhelmingly, the kōrero from our people is that the treaty is a fundamental document in both the past and future of this nation. It's a fundamental document that sets out the relationship paradigm between Māori and non-Māori, but more importantly, how power should be retained and shared in the future of this country. His report is being collated as we speak, and he hopes to have, I think, the final few hui in the next 2 months, and a final report will be delivered to the Iwi Leaders Forum and hopefully delivered to a hui of the motu following thereafter. But what is really important today, because I think we lose sight of this in the media hype, is that here, a long time ago, there were a lot of people like us. It's estimated there was about 2,000 people here on that day, negotiating fundamental human rights, fundamental constitutional rights. And we come here today following that document eventually being developed, not just to protest, not just to celebrate Pākehatanga, but to remember those people who fought for our rights. Those people whose intellectual wisdom provided us with a covenant about peace. Fundamentally, it was about peace between us, Māori, tangata whenua, and those coming to our country, and how we would live together to promote peace amongst us. For me, as someone who's a treaty activist, I've been coming here for a number of reasons, but that's my first reason. Te Arawa didn't sign the treaty, but we did in 1890 give our word to the treaty. And if you go to Tamata Kapua in our meeting house, there's only one document other than a carving on our meeting house walls, and it is Te Tiriti o Waitangi. So why would a tribe who doesn't actually sign the treaty confirm that the treaty is a fundamental constitutional document in its House of Parliament? It's because the treaty is a far-seeking vision. It's a vision that talks about how we would retain power over those things that are important to us, but how we would share this country with Pākehā, with Chinese, with Pacific Island whānau, with all of those who have come as part of our nation, firstly to respect Papa Tiranuku herself, but more fundamentally to respect the right of us as tangata whenua to hold on to those important things. Now, we all know in the history of colonisation of this country that some of those important things got taken away. Our language got taken away. Our right to our lands got taken away. Within 50 years, over 70% of our land had been confiscated from us by acts of parliament that had been initiated without our consent. There had been wars declared against our people. There were invasions on many of our most precious territories, with the last invasion not being in the 1800s, as some will say, but I suggest when the troops of the Crown went into Maunga Pohatu and invaded Maunga Pohatu and shot and murdered one of his sons and raped the women that were at Maunga Pohatu and then rounded up Ruakenana and held him in jail unnecessarily for several months. Some say a further invasion of that kind occurred not in the too distant past at Ruatoki. And I pay particular reverence at this moment to the two brothers who are in jail. One's at Rimutaka in the moment and one's at Waikeria, Tameiti and Rangikaiwhiria Kemara, who as a result of the raids on Rātoki were found wrongfully, I think, guilty of crimes created by the state and who have been languishing in prison for nearly 9 months waiting for their appeals to be heard. All these processes of colonisation have been ongoing. And they've been ongoing while we say as a nation that the treaty is our constitutional foundation stone, but we ignore as a nation the kinds of protections that should be put in place to ensure that those fundamental values that our old people talked about are available for our children.